Hi, I'm Matt Holscher, founder of Parent Marriage Coaching and creator of the Emotionally Connected Couples Coaching Program. I want to talk to you today about what I call Stage 2, Infidelity and Betrayal. There's 3 stages of emotional disconnection that affects couples and that I've observed in my coaching practice. The first one is emotional disconnection and manifesting itself in stupid arguments. Now we're going to talk about Stage 2, Infidelity and Betrayal. If that emotional disconnection goes on for too long, eventually one or both partners will seek emotional connection with someone outside of the relationship. It often starts with harmless communicating to an open ear with somebody who's taking an interest in your partner, wants to listen to their pain, and hopefully find a way to help. But the person who starts that process usually has some inkling or some attraction to that partner in the first place, and this becomes the wedge on the way in. Infidelity doesn't just happen. When partners are close and connected, there's no room for anybody else in a relationship. But when there's an opening, it just takes another person to get in, and all of a sudden that wedge starts opening up further and further. So in Stage 2, usually the infidelity has already been discovered, or maybe extremely strongly suspicious of the situation, and then partners reach out to me for help with that. The first thing I need to know is whether or not the infidelity is over with. Is this currently there's an affair or some betrayal going on with another person? Or has it been discovered and is it put away and over with? So the first thing, if it's not over with yet, we have to take the steps to end this other relationship, put a cap on it, block it, so that all your energy and focus goes back into your primary relationship, and you use me as the sounding board that you need to express your emotions and get the support you need to fix this. Often it feels kind of like an airplane. One partner is going full power to take off and save the relationship, while the other partner still has the brakes on and they're slowing things down. Until both of you let go and turn off the brakes and both of you go to full power so that you can take off, the relationship's never going to take flight again. One of the important things about infidelity is that it's not a root cause. It is a symptom. It's something that comes up when there is something wrong in the relationship. There is something so significantly missing that another partner feels like they need to go seek something else. When it comes to infidelity, sometimes there's a sexual kink or a sexual activity that the partner wants to experience that the primary partner is not open to. More often than not, it's simply an emotional affair that starts with some texting or chatting with a coworker, perhaps going to lunch, that then escalates into a feeling of love and attachment to where you feel the openness and vulnerability that makes sex exciting and fun. The third type of infidelity is generally just the person who needs the rush. It's the addictive personality that's using the thrill of dopamine that comes from excitement and danger to cover up the feeling of emotional disconnection with the partner. The serial cheaters or the people who are just looking for the rush or have an addictive personality, it's often not the feeling of emotional connection and attachment, it's just the thrill of the hunt and the conquest. It really has nothing to do with the sex, even though it's a sexual act. So once we figured out what type of infidelity it is and what the partner is getting out of the infidelity, we figure out how to cap that and close that off. And then how do we get that need met from within the relationship? Who's responsible for what, and what are you willing to do for your partner to show them that you love them and to be open to meeting their needs so that they can feel content and happy within the relationship that you've created? So what you have to do is sort of define the purpose of the relationship. See, there is no right or wrong. I believe you can have whatever you want in your marriage or your relationship as long as you can both talk about it and you can both agree to it. Right? The difference between an open relationship, a swinger, or a polyamorous person is that they have already defined that sex is taken out of the relationship with boundaries about what is and what is not acceptable, and their partner's in full awareness. So sex is not the problem. It's lying about sex that becomes a problem. Lying about anything becomes a betrayal. If you or your partner have a defined commitment or an assumed commitment that is broken, you've now created a betrayal. And there are other types of betrayal. There's financial betrayal, spending money without your partner's permission, setting goals, birth control. If one partner is responsible for birth control and fails to keep that responsibility and there's a baby, you've created a betrayal. Even time. I mean, hobbies are great, but when you're taking time away from your partner to go ride motorcycles or shoot guns or paint or even just be a workaholic, you're taking time away from your partner that they're counting on, and that becomes a betrayal that builds up. And once there's a betrayal, there's usually a resentment, and that's the block to the emotional connection. So the last thing I do is help you let go of that resentment by teaching you the spiritual purposes of marriage and giving you the framework of how to let go of resentments so that things in the past don't seem real anymore, and things that you thought were going to happen in the future and didn't are not real anymore, and get you both present in the present moment and clear on the same page about what you want in your relationship. Once that's done, the betrayal is now contained, it can be forgiven, and then emotional connection can be reestablished, and then we can move you back down to stage 1 and get focused on what you do for each other that makes each other feel loved, and get focused on reconnecting the emotional connection in your marriage so that you both feel loved, safe, and secure again. So that's a summary of how I help couples in what I call stage 2, infidelity and betrayal. My name is Matt Holscher with Parent Marriage Coaching. If you need help, call me now. Be happy to talk with you, or feel free to schedule an appointment on my online calendar. My name again is Matt Holscher with Parent Marriage Coaching, creator of the Emotionally Connected Couples Coaching Program.